Hey guys, Baddies Africa Reunion, episode 2, review slash recap. If you're watching me on TikTok, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube. If you're watching me on YouTube, make sure you follow me on TikTok. Okay, so the episode starts with episode 1 of the reunion left off. Elsie gets whooped by Cole K, and then she ends up just laying out on the ground. Santana was like she's faking, and everybody else is just trying to figure out what's wrong with Elsie. Cole K and Pretty P are on the side celebrating. And then eventually we see Elsie getting like taken away by LJ and some of the other security and production to go backstage. And Santana was basically like, it's probably a wrap on Elsie. Like, she probably won't be back out here tonight. And if she does come back out, she's going to be real quiet and she's not going to be fighting. You came out here popping all that shit and now you crying. Girl, please, like I said, putting on a persona that's really not you. So then K Rican was standing up, showing off her merch, talking about, yeah, Miss Rican put it on me, turning around. Why is she on the stage with panties on? I have no idea. She looks a mess, but she thinks she looks tea, and she thinks the audience is enjoying this. So then Janisha basically started giving the new 3 their 10s for being like breakout stars this season. And they were talking about how Cole K had Usha Usha. She had her It's a Real Baddie song, you know, the original Baddie slide or whatever. And she also had the cameras caught Dolly ducking wrecking this bitch. So, you know, she's had a few viral moments throughout the season. So Cole K started singing her Baddie slide song, you know, which was still kind of her throwing shade at Diamond. Because every time she starts singing the song, then Diamond starts singing her and Tinkerbella's version. And we see that underlying tension between the two of them start to bubble back up. So Cole K is going in singing her song. K Rican and Fauna are singing along with her, and so is the audience. DTB is looking crazy, not really saying nothing. And then Santana looked at DTB and was like, rep yours, rep your song. So he's pushing that tension between DTB and Cole K. Now, while all of this was going on, I did kind of peep how Tommy was staring at Cole K. I'm not really surprised that there's rumors of them getting into it on Baddies USA. I could tell the way Tommy was looking at Cole K. The same ick that Stunner Girl gave Tommy is the same ick that I think Cole K gives Tommy, which wouldn't be surprising because we know Cole K and Stunner Girl are very similar. Same age, used to be friends, used to hang around each other, you know, go to the same depths of hell in their beefs. But Diamond was like, Santana, don't do me like that. And she got up and started singing Line That Shit Up. And of course, the audience sung it along with her. I did find it funny that she chose to sing that rather than the song that she has with Tinkerbella. But like she's been saying, that's not her song. That's Tink's song. And she's just a feature. So she really don't want no problems with Cole K regarding that song. She feel like that's Tink's situation to handle. So then Rolly looked over at Fauna. She basically saw that Fauna was all greased up. And she was like, she know Fauna not playing because that's the same way she used to grease her baby up. So while Janisha was talking to Fauna, Cole K, and K Rican, Tommy was sitting there playing confused, and she was like, wait, it's 2 big 3s? And Saucy gonna say, oh no, Summer, Dolly, and Lex are the big 3. I think they the little 3. And Janisha was like, stop being shady. They're actually called the new 3 or the pretty 3. Because they look better than Summer, Dolly, and Lex. Don't forget to clock that. Lex is very pretty, but her other 2 friends, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like these 3 got better face cards than Summer and Dolly. Then Pretty P was up dancing for some reason. I don't know why, but I just wanted her to sit down. From there, they show us the clip of where Summer, Lex, and Dolly met Fauna, Cole K, and K Rican for the first time, and basically showed that it all started from Summer messing up Fauna's name on purpose. And like Fauna said, her name is very easy. If she says it to you, it should be easy for you to repeat. The only way her name could be hard to say is if you're reading it off of a piece of paper because she do got that extra I in her name. But Summer was clearly doing that on purpose and trying to be messy. Then we did see Elsie return to the stage. She did come back quietly and sat in the back. Santana asked her if she was okay. All she had to say was, yeah, I'm fine. She didn't want to fight nobody else. So then out of nowhere, Bobby is like, oh, I thought Ahna was going to stand on business with Cole K. And everybody's like, when did Ahna and Cole K have a beef? Ahna was even acting confused as if she didn't know her and Cole K had any type of run-in. But Cole K was looking like there was something to it. So Janisha was like, somebody explain what Bobby's talking about. And Ahna basically tried to say she don't feel like it's no tea. All she knows is that she was at a party and she heard that Cole K didn't come because she was there. And basically Cole K must have said, I'm not going to that party because Ahna going to be there and I don't F with Ahna. But Ahna said, that don't got nothing to do with me. If she don't like me, it ain't no tea. And Cole K was basically like, Ahna, I don't know why you playing dumb. Like, you don't know what situation we got. But it's been like 3 different occasions when you've been on the comments on T pages, you know, popping shit in the comments, basically going against me on the blogs. And it made me feel like you had a problem with me. Ahna mentioned how she was cool with Marissa and that's her friend outside of the show. And Cole K was like, okay, well, if you don't know me and you don't got a problem with me, then you shouldn't be getting in the middle of that. And then apparently at some point, Ahna ended up DMing Co K, and Ahna felt like she was DMing Co K to tell her, like, listen, I don't got no beef with you. I don't care what people trying to say on the blogs or what people trying to start. I'm coming to you as a woman and telling you I don't got no beef with you. But Co K said she didn't like Ahna's delivery and how she started the message, because Ahna basically started the message like, I'm going to tell you one time and one time only. I don't got no problem with you. So Co K was like, who the fuck are you talking to? And Bobby was just trying to be super messy. He was like, oh, okay, well, it don't seem like either one of y'all want to fight, so I guess both of y'all duck and wreck. And Rolly was like, at the end of the day, just because this is baddies, that don't mean we all got to fight over every little thing. We grown women. Certain things could be talked out. And Ahna basically told Cole K again, I don't got no problem with you. I just really wish that you and Marissa wasn't beefing. And Cole K was like, well, you barely know Marissa like that, but you keep saying that's your girl. At the end of the day, you don't know me and her situation. So if you going to get to know me, get to know me. If you're not going to get to know me because that's your girl, then just stay away from me and be neutral, but don't pop your shit. And Cole K was basically telling Ahna she don't really know who Marissa is. Marissa's a duck-ass bitch. She be buying niggas cars and they be beating on her, cheating on her, etc. Which we going to get more into when Marissa come out and her and Cole K start going back and forth. They both stupid in my opinion, but we going to get there. And Bobby and Santana was like, listen, all we know is that people said you going to have Marissa back online. I hope you going to have Marissa back when she come out here, because they going to jump the shit out of her. Santana was basically saying, you already know how Cole K and K-Rick can give it up. And even sometimes Fauna too. They jump in each other fights the same way Summer Lex and Dolly do. So Ahna made it clear and turned to them like, y'all not going to jump her. If y'all try to jump her, I'm going to jump in to make it an even, fair fight. So from there, they bring Marissa out, and Ahna told K-Rican, listen, I fuck with you, don't jump in. Now, K-Rican didn't jump in because I think she didn't want to fight Ahna because they was cool. You know, they cool already. So she like, it's no need for me to fight Ahna if we could just let them get a fair one. So they let Cole K and Marissa have the fair fight. First round, Marissa held her own. I could have called it a tie, but towards the end, Cole K got knocked on the floor. And I feel like if the security didn't break it up, Marissa would have really ended up kind of getting her for a second. So I'm going to give the first round to Marissa. But then Marissa came back for more. She went back for that second round, and Cole K whooped her bad. Then after all of that, Bobby was still trying to run his mouth to Ahna and pick with Ahna. I'm like, why you keep talking to Ahna when Ahna was barely a part of the season? Like, you trying to make her a part of some shit that she really don't even got to be a part of. And Ahna was like, listen, I said from the beginning that was my girl, and I just proved it when she came out. I didn't let her get jumped. So stop antagonizing me and stop talking to me, bitch. Like, this why Tommy had hit Bobby at the last reunion. He do too much, and they need to stop bringing him back as an audience host. I'm not going to lie. Then it was almost like Bobby was mad because Ahna was chilling this season and she wasn't on most of the season, but she was still listed as an OG. She was still one of the last people shown in the credits, along with Rolly, Scotty, and Natalie. And even right now at the reunion, they brought her out at the beginning with Rolly and Scotty. So it's like she's still getting that high-level OG top tier cast member treatment, even though she fought Natalie, left the show, and didn't come back for the rest of the season. It's almost like he mad about that, so he trying to pick with her and make her work for her money, talking about, oh, you wasn't here, you was chilling, you need to get in the paint. No, she don't. She don't even know half of these bitches. So Janisha, Rolly, and a few other people on the stage was trying to figure out what happened, because on the show, Cole K and Marissa came in cool. Everybody knew that Marissa was messing with Cole K BD, but Cole K allegedly wasn't with her BD no more. They knew each other, and they was cordial, and they wasn't going to have no beef on the show. But since the show, like they both said, they dropped diss songs on each other about the guy, come get your nigga hoe, and all this other shit. And Marissa was like, yeah, she just mad about a nigga. And Saucy and Janisha was like, so wait, so now he back with Cole K, like you back with your BD? And Cole K was like, Marissa is green. Basically saying she been off and on with this guy for 9 years. Obviously, she got kids with him, and he ain't going nowhere. You know, Marissa is just another girl he messed with, I guess, while they was off and on. And she's getting used. So she thinks she's eating, but like I said, they both sound stupid, because it's like, okay, you've been with him for 9 years. He putting babies in you, but he's still cheating on you and going back and forth between you and other women. You're not married. You're not engaged. Like, what are you getting from this? Then Cole K started talking about how Marissa booked herself in Cole K City. And Cole K was like, yeah, you tried to have a booking in my city and make me do some gangster stuff and crash out on you. You was trying to trick me out my spot. Like, girl, what are you talking about? Clearly, they wanted her. They had to reach out to book her. She took the booking. If you couldn't control yourself and you went and crashed out because of that, then that would have been on you. Then Cole K was so mad. They was talking about who made the diss song first, her or Marissa. So Janisha asked Cole K, like, is it true that you made the diss song first? Cole K gonna turn around and say, no, bitch. And Janisha was like, hold on, I'm not the bitch. And Cole K was like, real rapper, bitch. Like, she did not care what Janisha was talking about, just how on Baddies Going Wild, Daisy didn't give a fuck what Janisha was talking about when she called her a bitch. Janisha, these new girls not playing with you. You are the bitch. They spent way too long letting Cole K and Marissa go back and forth about the baby dad. We really don't give a fuck about this beef because it was off the show. So they fought. We could have moved on. They're going to talk about it for like 5 or 10 more minutes. Like, come on. So Marissa was basically trying to say when she got booked in Cold K City, the promoter wasn't even trying to pay her. And Cold K was like, yeah, because we got off. You thought you was going to come to my city and do a booking. Like basically trying to act like she had something to do with Marissa not getting paid. But then Marissa ended up saying, yeah, but I did get paid anyway. Like the promoter tried not to pay her, but she ended up getting paid. So like if Cold K is saying she had something to do with that, it didn't work because Marissa still ended up getting paid. And then, like I told y'all, Cold K was basically saying Marissa only knew the guy for 4 months. You know, she been with this guy for 9 years. Marissa's a dumbass bitch. Y'all both dumbass bitches. But honestly, Cold K, you're stupider. Because Marissa only been with this guy for a couple months. It sounds like she don't really care about him. She could take him or leave him. She don't got no kids with him. She don't really got no attachment. You steady saying this your nigga. You been with him for 9 years. You got kids with him. Like I said, why is he still messing with other bitches? Explain that. So Marissa basically saying Cold K baby daddy is still trying to talk to her, still trying to get at her. And Cold K is saying she don't really care because Marissa is stupid. Whatever Marissa buy for him, she tells him to bring to her house. Bring me the car. Bring me this. Bring me that. So if Marissa bought Cold K baby dad a car, Cold K is telling the baby dad to bring her the car. So she's saying she don't care who he cheating with because they be stupid girls who be buying him shit. Which make it sound like he a bum too. Like, why he got a bunch of bitches tricking on him? And that's like a consistent thing. Whenever he leave y'all relationship to cheat with somebody, he getting tricked on. Like, what's going on? Then they was asking, do Marissa feel like Cold K be bullying him to come back? And K Rican was like, nobody could bully no man to be with a woman. He gonna be where he wanna be. But we have seen those Ring camera videos that Marissa released since the reunion, which basically showed Cold K pulling up to Marissa's house, knocking on the door, and basically retrieving her baby dad from Marissa, which is kind of funny because Cold K making a song talking about come get your nigga hoe, but you going to Marissa's house to go get your nigga. So Tommy, Santana, and Janisha was basically saying the best way to settle this is to see who got more out of the nigga. They was asking Cold K what she got from him. She said she ain't working in years. Her bills be paid. She got cars. She got jewelry. She got everything. Marissa really wasn't saying nothing. So I guess Cold K won that argument. But then Santana was like, but the funny thing is Elsie was calling Cold K jewelry moissanite earlier saying it was fake. So is he buying you fake jewelry or real jewelry? And Cold K was like, oh, don't try to play with me. All my jewelry is real. And I don't know why Elsie popping shit. That's why she got flipped, just like Marissa. Both them bitches got flipped. So I don't give a fuck what neither one of them got to say. So from there, they bring out Tavy. She was excited. It's her first Baddies reunion. Of course, she's happy to be here. But originally, she had sat down right here next to Scotty. And Janisha and Santana was like, oh no, we saving that seat for Natalie, so we need you to move. So she got up and she went and sat between Cold K and Ahna. She was like, yeah, I'll go sit in between my girls. I don't know where K Rican got up and went to. I guess she went backstage for a minute. So Tavy basically gave an overview of how she felt her first season or Baddies experience went. And I agree with what Santana said. You know, when she first came in, I think she was very misunderstood. We definitely didn't like her because she was giving lapdog fighting DTB for Natalie. But throughout the season, she did start to grow on people. Even if you didn't like Tavy, you respected her because she stood on her too. She fought people like Lex over and over again. Even if she knew she was going to take a L, you know, she wasn't going to take no disrespect. She wasn't going to let nobody call her out for a fight and not give them what they was looking for. But I feel like now she's about to go back downhill with what's going to happen throughout the rest of this reunion, the last episode of Baddies Africa, and what we're going to see in Baddies USA. Because we're starting to see that lapdog come out of her again. And it never left. Like, I think she definitely is a Natalie lapdog. And that's always going to be my main issue with Tavy. So, you know, she grew on us, but I think she's about to go right back downhill. And Rolly was basically saying, you know, she really respects Tavy because Tavy stands on her principles and her morals. She don't care if she's going to get her face messed up. She don't care about losing a fight. She's going to stand up for her respect. And she said, you know, she's spoken to Tavy's mom multiple times. So she really took the time to get to know Tavy this season. And she really does like Tavy. So Santana was asking Tavy, did she feel like she owed anybody a fade after watching the show? So Tavy was asking the audience, and the audience was basically saying Lex and Elsie. Tavy stood up and said, oh, I'm not fighting Elsie. Elsie just got dropped 5 times. I'm not fighting Elsie. She had enough for tonight. So obviously her sights are set on Lex. But Santana was basically saying, no, I'm talking about somebody who you haven't fought yet, who you feel like you need to fight tonight. And she basically was saying only Ivory, but Ivory's not here. And Tavy basically said when it came to Ivory jumping into her fight, putting her in a headlock and everything, she said obviously she did realize that Ivory was breaking the fight up, which is why we did see her at some point say something to Ivory about it, like stop getting into my fights, because I guess Ivory was trying to break it up to low-key protect Cold K. But she said she never saw Ivory put her in a headlock. She thought that all of that aggressive stuff that she was feeling was the security until she got home and actually saw the episode and saw that Ivory was doing more than just breaking it up. She was basically helping Cold K. putting Tavy in a headlock, holding her arms behind her back, so on and so forth. So Tavy was basically saying, at the end of the day, I just want to make it clear that I'm not scared of Ivory. So then Janisha moved on to Tavy and Scotty and how they had beef with Lex all season. And Janisha was basically like, okay, so what's going to happen with that tonight? So first they showed the fight with Scotty and Lex. Of course, everybody was cheering Scotty on. Rolly and Fauna was telling her she did her big one. And Scotty was basically saying, I really hate seeing myself fight. I feel like that shit is so ghetto. And Santana was like, girl, stop acting like you don't know what show you on. You on Baddies. And this your 6th season. So what you talking about something being ghetto? So then they showed one of Tavy and Lex fights. They showed the fight where Tavy eye got busted and she was basically like, oh, my eye been like that. My eye been like that. So Janisha was asking, do you need your lick back for that? And Tavy was like, I don't even need my lick back for that one. Y'all know which one I need my lick back for. And the audience was like, yeah, that birthday when Lex snuck Tavy on her birthday and messed her face up. So then we saw Lex tying up her shoes and we get a glimpse of Lex, Summer, and Dolly backstage. Dolly is still in Dolly Myers mode. Like I said, Lex is ready. Look like she ready to fight, go to the gym, tying up her shoes. Summer look like she trying to be cute, but she really ready to go to sleep, smoking this vape. Her and K Rican got a lot in common. So then Santana was being a little messy and he was like, well, y'all know Tavy got her chain snatched by Dolly and now Dolly finally got her chain. So on the next season, should Tavy snatch Dolly chain? Should they go chain for chain? And I'm not going to lie, they should. And Dolly Myers was backstage laughing. She got a key out of it. She thought it was funny. It was messy. But at least she'll be prepared now. So Dolly, you should be prepared for Tavy to try to snatch that chain. You might want to leave it home. They asked Rolly how she felt about the clips, and she basically said, it's hard to watch because I'm neutral. I'm cool with both sides. She said, I do got my relationship with the big three, and I do like them, but I also like these other girls. So I hate to see them all fighting and injuring each other, messing each other faces up. It's not fun for me. So Santana ended up asking the audience, did they like the big three? And they started booing, giving thumbs down like y'all could see. Dolly, Lex, and Summer are backstage shaking their head. Dolly's giving the middle fingers. So, it seems like that's the general consensus. I know they do have fans. They definitely do have a fan base. But I would say majority of the fans don't like them. And we're even starting to see that through the clips that we're seeing while they're filming Baddies USA. Like when they just came to New York City and Dolly, Summer, and Lex got booed by the crowd. They're coming to see the Baddies, but they don't want to see those three. And Janisha and Santana was basically saying, I don't know how y'all don't like the big three. What would these last 2 seasons have been without them? And I do get what they're saying. At the end of the day, the good guys need bad guys to make the movie happen. You do need villains. I just think that they have gone a little bit too far with some of the stuff that they have said and done. And people are tired of it. People are tired of the jumping. People are tired of just extreme stuff like throwing shit. People are tired of extreme things being said, like the Emmett Till comment. People have limits. So it's like, we're tired of them. They don't know how to tone it down. And it's like, the more they get rewarded for it, the more they amp up the shit they doing. And at this point, I don't know how much further they could go. What's further than throwing shit? What more can they do? So then DTB randomly got up. She ripped her dress to reveal that it does turn into a leotard. So I guess she knows that the big three is about to come out. And she said, just in case, she don't know if somebody going to want to fight her. Summer or Dolly might need that. So Janisha was saying it was about time to bring some new baddies to the stage. Santana knew that it was the big three, so he did want his shoes off. So he was like, hold on. Scotty had to help him get them heels off because I guess he wanted to be able to get out of Dodge and be able to run around the stage so he don't get hit or ran over by the fights, but also so he could keep a good view. And Bobby was telling Scotty to take her shoes off too. And she showed her heel and did her signature kick and was like, no, I got to kick. So if the big three come out on that nonsense, Scotty's going to kick them with that high heel. So, of course, as soon as they bring Summer, Lex, and Dolly out, all hell breaks loose. Fauna, Tavy, K Rican, and Co K are immediately up. They come out, and a bunch of fights break out. Ahna was in the paint, too, because, she don't mess with Summer, Dolly, or Lex either. So, we did see Fauna and Tavy did jump Lex. K Rican and Summer was fighting. It was a lot going on. Then Lex ran up on Fauna, got Fauna real good. At first, Dolly was kind of just standing behind the security, acting like she was trying to get to somebody, but she really wasn't doing nothing. Then Lex and Fauna got into it again. I will say Fauna did a little bit better that round. But it was crazy how Fauna kept going round for round with Lex. And I'm like, Tavy, when are you going to go round for round with Lex? Because you just jumped her too. But Tavy does get into it with Lex later on. So then Summer had a round with Co K. I'm not going to lie, Summer did get that round. Then after that, I guess Summer was like, well, shit, I already just had a fight, so let me have another one. So she ran up and snuck Marissa, who was sitting on the couch. They started fighting. It was a sneak and it was quick, so I'm not really going to give that a winner. But once Ahna saw Summer sneak Marissa, Ahna was on that because she already don't like Summer. Because I saw some people saying like, oh, why she wasn't on that with Cole K for Marissa. It's not really about Marissa. You know, she said with Cole K, like, okay, I'm cool with you and K Rican, just don't jump her and we good. With Summer, it's different because Ahna already got her own beef with Summer. So, of course, she's just going to hit Summer. So Ahna ran up on Summer. I think that was a fair one. I think that was a draw. They both got a couple of hits in. They both were swinging a lot, but when you slow it down, they both only connected like 2 or 3 times. So everybody was asking Dolly why she wasn't in the paint, and she was basically saying, oh, we gonna line this shit up properly. I want all my proper fades one-on-one. Like, I want to stand in the middle of the floor. I don't want it to be no sneaking and just in the corner. Like, she want a fair fight with everybody. So Santana was like, okay, so who you want first? I feel like Dolly and Santana kind of said, oh, get Pretty P first, because they felt like Pretty P was an easy target because of what happened at the Midwest reunion. But Pretty P said she was drunk at the Midwest reunion. And like I told y'all, on the season of Baddies Midwest, we saw Pretty P and Dolly fight multiple times. And I feel like it just depends on the day who wins with them. So as Pretty P and Dolly squaring up, we see Rolly and Ahna have gone backstage. And Rolly was like, where we going? We walking the long way. And Ahna was like, yeah, because I need to get back around and get back on stage. They not jumping my bitch. Talking about Marissa. When we get back to the stage, Pretty P tears Dolly. When I mean tears Dolly, this was the best Pretty P ever did. She tore Dolly. It was like Dolly just froze up. She stopped fighting. Pretty P was hitting her dead in her fucking face like 5, 6, 7 times. Saucy was gagged because, you know, he thought Dolly was going to get that. He was shocked. Yeah, Pretty P ate that. And I'm not going to lie, even though I wanted K Rican on Baddies USA, especially because of the Nunu storyline, based on how the reunion went, I could see why they didn't put K Rican on the next season. But Pretty P, she definitely deserved to be on the next season because she didn't do that much on the season of Africa as she did on the season of Midwest. But the way she came at this reunion, she should have been on Baddies USA. I don't care. So after her round with Pretty P, Dolly, aka Naughty Myers, went immediately backstage, but we did get a glimpse at that knot. So Rolly's still walking with Ahna backstage. She's trying to calm Ahna down, telling her she did her big one. She don't know why Summer snuck Marissa, whatever. So Ahna and Rolly finally come back out onto the stage, and they see Tavy and Lex are fighting now. I do feel like Lex got that. I did see Tavy getting a few hits on the top of Lex's head, but she also ended up biting Lex, which kind of tells me that you was probably losing and you kind of went into survival mode. So I do feel like Tavy lost that round, and she loses most of her rounds with Lex, but I do have respect for her continuously fighting her. So then we hear Saucy saying, Dolly, duck, and wreck, I'm about to get pissed off. And Janisha and Tommy was telling him her eye is split. And Saucy was like, I can't believe Pretty P did that. Pretty P didn't split Dolly eye. Like, he's just jealous and mad and biased. He just loved Dolly, and he can't take that she didn't get no W's tonight. He was like, she need to come out here and win something. Like, Santana, please. Nah, Dolly, you lost. Santana trying to talk about some Dolly eye was split when she came out here. Santana, please. So then K Rican tried to walk over to Summer and basically was saying she wanted to fight her. Summer was like, I'm not fighting your dirty ass. I'm not fighting you, bitch. So she basically saying she not fighting no more. I guess because she got her titties done just now. So she wasn't supposed to be fighting in the first place. So Summer ducks the fade with K Rican, and then K Rican tries to run up on Dolly. As soon as K Rican tries to run up on Dolly, here comes Summer jumping in the fight. So then K Rican was like, no, now I really gotta fight her. Y'all gotta let that bitch fight. How's she gonna jump in my fight immediately after she just said she wasn't fighting me? Like, Summer, that was some weak, weird ass shit. And K Rican can't even fight. So what was the point of you doing that? Then we see Natalie standing backstage. Like she said, she's not coming dressed up. She's coming to put belt to ass. Co K gets up, starts running her mouth and yelling to the top of her lungs as usual, telling Summer, oh, why didn't you come to your booking in the Midwest? I had to go take over your booking because you didn't come. You heard they was on your ass. And Summer was like, bitch, that's not even what happened. And so what? You took the booking that I didn't go to. You didn't make as much as me. What did you get paid? $1,500? So then Summer thought she was clocking T, asking Co K, I don't know why you worried about me. Did you handle that with Marissa? And Co K was like, bitch, shut up. I already fought Marissa. So then Tavy was standing on the couch trying to hype Co K up like, oh yeah, let them bitches know you booked and busy. So Lex was like, why are you inserting yourself? Are you booked and busy? Are you booked and busy? And Tavy was like, I damn sure am booked, and you know I'm booked because you was on my dick when we was in New York. And that is true because I saw Lex do an interview and she basically said she went to New York Fashion Week. She saw Tavy. She felt like Tavy looked really good. And she basically said they didn't cross paths with each other, but she felt like Tavy looked really good. And Tavy basically is saying, no, bitch, we did cross paths. You tried to take a picture with me, and I told you this ain't no meet and greet. So Tavy ended up trying to throw her ice pack at Lex. She missed. And Lex was like, all I'm saying is you need to stop bragging on the next bitch shit. You bragging on Co K getting bookings. I just want to know, are you getting bookings? And Tavy was like I said, I am getting bookings. But at the end of the day, I can't brag on my friend because that's what you're supposed to do is brag on your friends. But like I said, Tavy, you just getting where you could fit in. None of these bitches really your friends because you didn't have a solid crew or friendship long enough on the season to really have developed any friendships. So you bragging on bitches that you really not friends with. You just cool with them. From there, they bring out Natalie. Santana's hyping her up, talking about, yeah, this the mother effing queen, da 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 da. Natalie came out with her long ass chin, feeling herself, talking about, oh, hi to my biggest fans, Diamond and Rolly. But then she basically said the only person that she wanted to fight tonight was Diamond. She said her and Rolly could squash or handle their beef on the next season. Mind you, she been talking as if she was going to make sure Rolly didn't come back. But now you saying, oh yeah, we going to handle it on the next season. Like, girl, make it make sense. But I also was mad at Rolly because I'm like, why the fuck you didn't just run up on Natalie and pop her? You was on social media too saying you was going to get this bitch and we wanted you to get this bitch. So why didn't you just do it? Like I said, I know Rolly trying to show growth, and at the end of the day, we want her to show growth. But when it comes to Natalie, she needed to revert back to Baddie South Rolly one good time. So DTB was sitting there acting so confused when Natalie was telling her she wanted to fight and that DTB needed to stand on business. She was like, what did she just say? And she was just sitting there, even when Natalie had got up, walked to the middle of the stage, got the mic, and she was like, yeah, DTB be on the mic saying F Natalie none, F Natalie none, so F DTB, F DTB. And DTB was just still sitting there looking confused. I'm like, girl, get up. You ripped off the dress into the leotard for what? So you could be prepared, right? Get up. Now, Diamond has said on TikTok Live since then that allegedly she was paid extra to lay off of Natalie. They told her not to fight Natalie or to go at Natalie. So I guess that's why she was confused. But at the end of the day, you did lay off of Natalie. You held up your end of the deal and your end of the bargain. You said you wouldn't sneak Natalie or run up on her. You didn't do that. But once she came out and made it clear that she wanted to fight you and she was going to get you, you needed to get the fuck up. So after Natalie Nunn finishes saying FDTB, FDTB, she ends up taking the mic and throwing it in Diamond's direction. I don't think the mic hit Diamond. I low-key think it hit Fauna. Fauna definitely ducked and was looking confused, like she didn't know if Natalie was trying to throw that at her or what. She was lost. So that was very dangerous on Natalie's part, especially to be the CEO and supposed to be somebody that's supposed to set an example for these girls and always telling these girls, don't throw objects, don't do extreme stuff, but you doing something extreme. And if that mic hit somebody, it could have been really bad. But anyway, she ends up running up on DTB. DTB should have been got up and been prepared. And she has snuck Natalie multiple times. So there's really nothing I can say about what comes from this. But what I will say is I don't know why Tavy is getting up and getting involved in the fight. She said she didn't jump in, but DTB is saying that Tavy did jump in. And Tavy is claiming she didn't jump in, but then at the same time she's saying, oh, I did hold DTB. How you holding somebody down? If you holding DTB down so Natalie could hit her, that's basically jumping. That's the same shit Ivory did to you when you was fighting Co K and you mad about it. So like I said, Tavy losing me all over again. A fucking weirdo. And the episode ends there. So I guess we'll see the rest of Natalie and DTB's fight on episode 3 of the reunion. Okay, so for Baddies Africa Reunion Episode 2, my least valuable newbies are Dolly, Myers, and Summer. My most valuable newbie is Pretty P. My most valuable newbie is Fauna. My least valuable newbies are Elsie and Tavy. My most valuable OG is Ahna. And my least valuable OG is Natalie. Okay, guys, so that's my Baddies Africa Reunion Episode 2 review/recap. If you're watching me on TikTok, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube. If you're watching me on YouTube, make sure you follow me on TikTok. And I'll see y'all later. Bye.